This way. This way. All right. What up, dogs? We live or what? International Doggy Day. I'm doing doggy stuff. Look at this. Let's go. You guys there or what? Let's chime in. Let's get a little live chat going. There we go. In the mean streets of LA. What up, ABLS? After show, but later. TBLS? TABLS? I don't know. The after show, but later. What's up, John? All right, so we're going for a walk. I got this handless leash going on or whatever. Figured I'd kill like 3 birds with 1 stone. Or something like that. Take a walk, burn some calories. Do it behind the velvet rope. So, it's hot as balls today. So I walk the mean streets of LA. This is kind of convenient too, because I can see someone creeping up. Someone creeping on me. This guy's creeping. Anyway, I went to do it behind the velvet rope earlier today from my new little studio action. And I couldn't find I lost my notes. So I write these notes before I do my behind the velvet ropes just to cover everything. And right when I was getting set up, I couldn't find my notes. And I looked everywhere, bro. Everywhere. Everywhere. I turned the house upside down. I'm like, fell out of my pocket. Where are my notes? Where are they? And I found them in one of my little cacti later on. Actually, Jordan found it. She's like, you big dummy. It's right here, but it wasn't there. The wind took it and somehow just, it landed in my plant on my patio. So my notes fell out of my pocket, but I got them all here. So I lost my notes, wasted my whole day looking for them because I was just aggravated. It was principle. I was walking around the building and shit. I almost went up to the roof just to find it. I'm like, it blew out somewhere. Where did it go? So then I just watched the rest of the Vice documentary, Shock Jocks, about Howard Stern and Opie and Anthony and all that shit. And I don't know, it just makes me feel some type of way. You know, being part of that for so long and knowing all those people and how he made so much fucking money. Those other guys didn't, but was it his responsibility if they're employees of the company? I mean, he had to fight for them, that's for sure. You know, but it was definitely worth the watch. Yo, what up? The specific chiropractor. So, roaming the streets. If some shit goes down, you guys are my witness. If I get mean mugged, if I just get straight mugged, you guys will be here with me. But instead of doing it from my patio, and again, from my little studio, I figured I'd take a walk with Theo because it is International Doggy Day. And you guys are my dogs. So, let this wild rumpus begin behind the velvet rope with your boy. Let's talk some money, bro. I'm no financial advisor, but I'm pretty decent with my money, despite the picture that people like to paint about me, and despite my past because of a divorce. Prior to that, and after that, I've always been good with my money, always. And I realized there's all these new high-interest savings accounts. Jordan just signed up for one. She's always talking about it. I've been looking into it for a minute. High-interest savings accounts. I figured on my day off Friday, yesterday, we weren't on Patreon or Fox Sports. I gotta hit the bank. So I went to the bank to see if Bank of America offered any high-interest savings accounts. Because I know Jordan said I should go through Capital One or Discover or whatever. So I sat down with the lady at the bank and I opened up a CD, which is kind of cool because if you got money just sitting there, right? You're earning 0.5% every month. 0.5%. That's nothing. 0.2%, 0.25%. 0.5% of your money. Now, if you got money sitting there, why not make 4.3%, 4.3 to 4.7%, whatever the interest rate is, right? So I got money I'm not doing anything with right now. So she's like, open up a CD. And I was like, a tickle sack CD? She goes, no, a CD. And right now the annual rate is 4.7%. So I'm like, wait, I'll get 4.7%. So in other words, let's say I deposited $100,000 in a CD. By the end of the year, I'd get almost $5,000 back for doing nothing. As opposed to, again, 0.5%. So either 0.5% while my money sits there, or 4.7% while my money sits there. Now here's the catch with opening a CD. Yeah, you either open a 7-month or a 12-month CD. The bonus is, well, you're locked in at that rate. You're locked in no matter what. The catch is you can't take that money out. You can't take that money out for either 7 months or a year. And you have 5 to 10 business days, I believe, to either renew it or transfer your money somewhere else when it's done. And I chose 7 months, and I talked to my actual financial advisor, Carl Jaime Tavares. He's a banker. He's my anchor banker. He understands. Jaime said that was a good deal because you don't want to be locked in for a year on a election year like that. So I put not all of my money, just a nice chunk of my money, in a CD for 7 months at a 4.7% interest rate, which is kind of cool. All right, let's go this way, Theo. Now, what's the difference between the CD and a high interest savings? Now, all this I learned from Jaime. I'm like, well, how come Bank of America didn't offer a high interest savings? Why did I have to do a CD? And it's simply because banks like Banco Popular, Santander, Bank of America, those are old school brick and mortar banks, so they have overhead to pay for. And they can't offer high interest savings the way a Capital One, an online bank, can. A Capital One or a Discover or something like that. They don't have to pay, brick and mortar sort of fees that a Bank of America would. So a Capital One can offer a 4.3% just straight up savings account, high interest savings account, while a Bank of America can't. And the difference with a high interest savings account from, let's say, Capital One, a non-brick and mortar sort of bank, is that you can take your money out anytime. But the interest rate isn't fixed. It can go up and down, right? It's not fixed. It can go down whenever. The CD's locked. The CD's locked at 4.7. However, what I'm gonna do is, now that I have a locked interest rate with some flow in the CD for 7 months, I'm gonna take some extra money that I have and just open a high interest savings account with Capital One. Why not? If I have money sitting there, you might as well. And Jaime just said, just make sure you don't deplete your savings at Bank of America, because a lot of times they require a minimum. You keep a minimum there. So if you got money sitting in the bank, it makes no sense, because you're only getting 0.5%, 0.2 to 0.5% interest, as opposed to, again, CD 4.7, high interest savings account 4.3. So I did that on Friday. I learned some shit. I mean, I knew about it, but I didn't know the differences really. And I didn't know why Bank of America didn't have that option. So I'll have both. Why not both? Fuck it. And then after that, and your thoughts, please share your thoughts. How is HOA gonna get that money? Well, you gotta leave some money and have it accessible, right? But that's the thing with the regular high interest savings, you can take your money out anytime. With the CD, you got to keep it there. But again, the rate is fixed. So after my banking, after all that, I went to pick up Melody yesterday from school, and she kind of had a crappy day. Stop getting tangled up, dude. And it was nice because she was super pumped, as was I, for Metallica. Last night was Metallica, Pantera, and Mammoth. Wolfgang Van Halen's band, at SoFi. So we drove to our buddy Bad Ticket Rob's place after school, and he drove to SoFi, and Mammoth was pretty cool. Hey, settle down, look at this, Street fight, come on, Theo. You guys gotta be cool. You ain't beating that pit bull, whatever that is. See, Theo thinks he's tough. So we got there early, like Mr. Furley, and I saw some Carls and Carlitas. I met a cool Carl named Ruben. Called me out. I was mid hot dog. He's like, Covino! I was like, what's up, man? So met a lot of Turbo listeners too, which is cool. Makes you feel like, you know, your hard work's paying off a little bit. But got there early enough to see Mammoth. Again, that's Wolfgang Van Halen's band. It was really cool. SoFi was electric. Pantera played. Zakk Wylde with all his guitars. That shit was dope. They said every note they play, everything they do is for Vinnie, Paul, and Dimebag Darrell. And they put on a show, man. Walk was dope. 80, 90,000 people singing, respect, walk. That's what we're doing right now, taking a little walk on behalf with this guy. Come on, dude. So Pantera fucking rocked it. I would say that was probably the highlight when they did Walk. The whole crowd was just way into it. And Phil Anselmo was like, all right, motherfuckers, we know you're here for Metallica, but how many of you are also here for Pantera? Place went nuts. So there was just as many Pantera people as Metallica people there. I don't remember the last time I saw Pantera. So you gotta realize, I saw so many shows back in the day. It's like ash treeks. I can't tell you all of them. But it was dope. And, you know, cool experience for Melody too, because she'd never seen Pantera. So Mammoth was cool, Pantera was cool, really cool actually. And then, you know, the electricity in the crowd is starting to build. And about $160 later, Metallica gets ready to hit the stage, because I had a few drinks, hot dogs, parking, shit adds up, man. Melody got popcorn and shit. So it was an expensive night, but then Metallica took the stage. And what's cool about this show, it's no repeat weekend, which means 2 different shows, 2 different sets, 2 different opening acts. So they play again on Sunday, totally different set. So it's luck of the draw. And it's like, oh man, what songs are they gonna play? I'm like, I hope they play Fuel, because that's one of my favorite songs. It's a poppy Metallica hit, but I like that one. I was like, ooh, Melody, what do you want to see? And because of Stranger Things and everything, I knew she wanted to see Master of Puppets. I was like, I hope they play some Black Album stuff too, though. Which I know a lot of people think is too commercial, but come on, that shit's dope. So Metallica gets out there, and they fucking, I feel like the whole mix was set for Metallica because they sounded so much better than Pantera. They weren't better. I'm not saying they're better. Can you say hi? Yeah. Theo's making friends. Ready? So, Metallica was pretty cool. Have a good night. Let's go, buddy. Where did I leave off? Theo, you're ruining my whole story. Making friends. So, Metallica was so good, but the sound quality was just crystal clear for Metallica, where it sounded a little jarbled and muffled for Pantera. Pantera was really dope. I'm not downplaying, I'm just saying as far as acoustics and sound. So Metallica got out there, man, holy shit, it was dope. And they're like 60, 62 years old. I don't know how they had that energy, man. Melody was getting tired at the end of the show. James Hetfield's still rocking out. My buddy Rob's kid fell asleep during one of the highlights of the night, and James Hetfield was still doing it. I don't know how you fall asleep at a concert, it's so loud. But anyway, they played Fuel, and that was one of the highlights, dude. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh. Fire and shit. Pyrotechnics. Shit was dope, man. It was really dope. So they did play Fuel, and then they closed out with Master of Puppets, and Melody was super pumped about it. But they didn't play Wherever I May Roam. So because of that, you get to roam with me wherever I may roam tonight. And they didn't play Enter Sandman, so I guess they're gonna play that on Sunday night, tomorrow night. But put that one in the books, man. Metallica, Pantera, Mammoth. And I told Melody, no one could ever take that away from you, man. You saw some real metal shit, and it was cool. We had fun. It was super dope, but traffic getting out was miserables. And the lines for t-shirts and shit were so long, we didn't even get one. I have to order one online for $160. But great time, super cool, and I'm glad I went. Let's see. Interest Savings Concert, Mammoth, Pantera, Metallica. I met Ruben, met some other Carls. Very expensive night. The end. Earlier today, I also watched a pretty cool fight. Oleksandr Usyk, you ready for some boxing? Yeah, any questions, let me know. Or remember, chime in and I'll get to them later, guys, okay? I'll get to them later. Leave a comment. Future people, leave a comment. And don't mind the angles. So Oleksandr Usyk fought Daniel Dubois today. So Usyk represents Ukraine. Dubois represents England. He's an English guy. Sounds French, right? They should have named him Francois Dubois. But it's Daniel Dubois. Big dude, man. Big black dude. Remember, Oleksandr Usyk is a former cruiserweight. He's not really like a natural heavyweight. He's a cruiserweight champion. He's the guy that wants to fight Tyson Fury so they can unify the belts. And Usyk fought this dude today, and it was a nice battle, pretty good battle, man. That dude Dubois was way better than I thought he'd be. Let's go this way, buddy. Come on, come on. Theo trying to make friends. I'm trying to do a show. Can't be ruining my flow, bro. My flow. Can't be doing show and eating eggs, messing up with my flow. So I thought Usyk was fighting some tomato can. I'm like, who's this Dubois guy? I mean, I heard of him, but I didn't give him that much credit. I know he was like he was a WBA heavyweight champ, but I didn't know much about him. Usyk's a pretty good fighter, so I'm like, he's gonna run over this guy. And this Dubois dude was really good. So it was a nice little surprise battle early in the day because, again, they fought in Poland or some shit where a lot of Ukrainian refugees went. So he fought there for his people. And, yo, get this. I think it was like the 5th round, Dubois lands a body shot and knocks out Usyk for, honestly, almost 5 minutes. The referee said it was a low blow. And if you get hit with a low blow, you get 5 minutes to recover. And Usyk pretty much took the entire 5 minutes. But upon further review, it wasn't a low blow at all. So there's some controversy because Dubois essentially would have gotten a knockout because there was no way he was getting up from that punch. So some controversy there. And then the referee in the beginning of the fight never gave the rules of what is considered a low blow. Referees usually give what they consider a low blow before the fight, before they go to each other's corner. He didn't do that. So there was controversy even amongst the commentators. Like, Joe Tessitore was getting a little loud with the other guys on the broadcast because there was controversy like it should have been a knockout or not. So they could protest that fight maybe. I don't think they are. I think Usyk deserves or should give Dubois the rematch. So fast forward, he gets up 5 minutes later and he comes back with a vengeance and Usyk knocks out Dubois in the 9th round. But when you think about it, Dubois may have been like mentally defeated after that because he essentially got the knockout and then was robbed of it because they said he hit him with the low blow, but it wasn't low. Yo, Tessitore was hilarious. You saw that, Lynn? I don't know. He was kind of, he was like, listen, bro. That was a low blow. But they didn't get it. It was funny, man. They were getting all bro-y in the broadcast. So, controversial heavyweight bout. And again, Usyk got the 9th round knockout. He came back from that low blow. And he said he wants Tyson Fury. Let's go. Let's do it. And that would be dope. So that's your boxing update. That was today, earlier today. And Usyk said, I am very feel. Thank you very much. I am very feel. Low blow, 9th round knockout. In other boxing news, Canelo and Charlo, September 30th. Canelo-Charlo, September 30th in Vegas. Trying to get our asses out there. I put in a request. You know me, the guy who never plans anything. Trying to plan a sweet getaway for Rich and Spot so they could eat on the company dime. But you know me, I never make plans. So I already put in a request to the boss. Hey, September 30th, we should be out there in Vegas covering this fight. It's gonna be a big one. Canelo-Charlo. So stay tuned to that. Like I said, looking to bring the show out there. Stay tuned. Fox Sports Radio, maybe we meet some of you patrons out there. And speaking of Fox Sports Radio, 2 things. Well, 3 things actually. Filling in for Dan Patrick on Labor Day. So Labor Day, join us early in the morning for Dan Patrick. And I believe later this week, Thursday, Friday, we're filling in for Colin Cowherd. So you got the exclusive scoop on that. That'll be dope. What up, Manuel Mendoza? What up, buddy? So it looks like we're filling in for Colin Thursday, Friday. We don't get to do the TV stuff though because they're too scared. They're scared. I don't know. It's contractual, so we don't do the TV stuff. But if we could fill in for Colin on Thursday, Friday, I'm sure he had to approve that. But it's great promotion for our Patreon, for our show, and for our new after show. If you were busy this week, we launched a brand new after show podcast. Premieres Wednesdays on Fox Sports Radio's YouTube page. And wherever you stream podcasts, just search Covino and Rich Overpromised. And it's an after show that gives us great opportunity to reach new people. iHeart's completely behind it, sponsors and all that. And we get to fulfill our promises on things we never got to. Because Rich always overpromises and we underdeliver. We run out of time all the time. So a brand new podcast called Overpromised. And I'm gonna promote the shit out of it if I fill in for Colin Cowherd this week. Let's see. And that's really it, man. National Doggy Day. I posted a video of me and Theo on my TikTok. I don't really post a lot on TikTok, but I did today. That video I played on the show. If you want to see it, please like it. And later on, I'll probably post some video. I mean, I did last night, but I'll try to make a little reel or something from the Metallica show. But the thing is, with teenage kids, my daughter doesn't want me to post any pictures of her. Don't post any pictures of me, but I got some good ones. I got good ones for me personally, but she doesn't want me to post them. So I'll take some questions, but that's pretty much it, man. Just wanted to catch up and say thanks, guys. It was a very productive week this week. Thanks for checking out the new podcast. I hope you're enjoying the Patreon. And I wanted to say what's up to my dogs on National Dog Day. You know what? I'm gonna have to read that later. It goes by, when I'm doing this Behind the Velvet Rope live stuff, it goes by too quick. I can't even read it. Yo, speaking of, on the way home from Metallica last night, I was so tired and I guess I was straining my eyes to see. You know, Bad Ticket Rob didn't exactly have the best tickets. My eyes were out of sorts, man. I had such a hard time driving home. I was driving home like an old lady, man. Like an old lady. I was like, thank God Melody fell asleep because she'd be scared watching me drive home. But I made it home in one piece. All right. So that's really a lot of people walking their dogs. See? Dogs, doggies. Any questions? Are we gonna open a high interest savings? I'm gonna do that. Capital One. You gonna do it? Let your money work for you, man. You know, I talked to my parents too, and they got a bunch of money just sitting in the bank. I'm like, Mom, what are you making, $2 a year on interest? I mean, get something, even a tank of gas. You get a free tank of gas every month if you just put it somewhere else. You don't have to, you know, close out your old account. And by the way, with Capital One for the high interest savings, I can just transfer my stuff from Bank of America in there, and it takes about 1 day to come back if I need the money. It's not a big deal. All right, Lisa, thank you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy your International Doggy Day. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Metallica No Repeat weekend. Rock on. And thanks for taking this walk with me. Sorry, it's been a minute. We've been busy. But I'll see you on Monday on Patreon. And if you're watching in the future, say what's up, leave a comment, and make sure to like my TikTok videos and all that shit too. Say bye, Theo. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Theo. Later, buddy. Theo. Later, guys. Peace. In the Middle East.